floor.
Thank you. Ms. Chair, distinguished delegates, it's an honor to be here today and to have this opportunity to speak at the Commission for Social Development. As young people, we are facing extreme challenges. In Europe, nearly 1 young person out of 4 has no job. According to the ILO, close to 200 million people worldwide are unemployed at this moment. Over a third of them are young people. We are unmistakably the most severely affected by this crisis. This is not only an enormous waste of economical resources, it's also harmful to society and the individual himself. Employment is an important step in the transition to adulthood. It plays a central role in the social integration of young people and provides them with stability. Due to their inability to find decent work, young men and women all over the world are losing faith in their future. They feel discouraged and excluded. This is really becoming a threat to social cohesion. We refuse to become the lost generation experts are talking about. This is why we want to draw your attention to 4 points of action brought forward by Belgian young people as solutions to this crisis. First of all, we must fight discrimination against young people on the labor market. Stereotypes and misconceptions clearly complicate our access to employment. This is especially true for young people from disadvantaged groups. Governments should put in place appropriate legislation to eliminate all forms of discrimination. Negative perceptions of youth should also be replaced with a more accurate appreciation of the essential contribution they can make. The creativity, energy and passion of young people are assets that our world in crisis cannot afford to squander. Secondly, we must find and implement solutions that tackle the mismatch between education and labor market. Too often, the educational system does not prepare young people with the knowledge and skills necessary to meet the demands of the labor market. This is why several countries have to cope with a large section of highly educated yet unemployed people. A young person must get the opportunity to find or create a job that corresponds to his or her capabilities.
Mrs. Chair, as a third point of action, we encourage the states represented in this room to share their best practices in fighting youth unemployment. We support the establishment of global coordination tools, such as the United Nations Interagency Network on Youth Development and the Youth Employment Network. These platforms play an essential role in resolving the youth employment crisis. That is why we ask to expand their visibility and to strengthen their ability to act. Finally, we are at least as concerned as you are about the current challenges. The unemployment crisis threatens our projects, our dreams, our lives. That is why we want to be approached, questioned, involved, and actively come to you with our ideas. Youth can no longer be seen as passive recipients of employment policies. Youth are demanding a seat at the table where the future is being decided. We want to take up our role as a responsible partner. We want to own our future. Mrs. Chair, we truly represent millions of young people who do not receive the opportunity to fully develop and contribute to society. We want to ask the United Nations to act as a coordinator. We can reverse the trend by fighting against discrimination of young people on the job market, by helping to improve the dialogue between education and potential employers, and last, but absolutely not least, by embracing young people as partners. It is essential that we are involved in the formulation of the policies affecting us. Give us a voice. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I thank the distinguished youth delegates of Belgium for their